Hi, my name is Nancy, and you're listening to the Comic Relief Podcast.
Hey listener, welcome to the Comic Relief Podcast.
Hope you survived the experience.
The Comic Relief Podcast is an unscripted discussion about the pop culture surrounding comic books, with your hosts,
Uncanny Thomas Logue
and Mighty Michael Miranda.
Alright, so we're going to do something different. As opposed to just doing the regular podcast, we're also doing a video podcast.
What? Video podcast?
With our snazzy banner behind us. Put
The
some use
Bruce
to
banner.
it. The Bruce banner.
You know what's awesome is that Thomas didn't tell me we were doing this, so I came in. I would have at least combed my hair, brushed my teeth. Not that that would have mattered for you guys, but you know.
You don't even have a comic book shirt on.
I didn't know we were gonna do videos.
You should always wear
Always wear a comic.
comic
I
book
have a
shirt.
Star Wars sweater in my kind of.
It's awful warm.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool. I like this idea.
Yeah, so we'll try this, see how it goes.
Cool. So the last time we met, it was at the Free Comic Book Day out at SoCal Comics, where we talked for a little bit, but we mostly did interviews and kind of walked around and shot videos and stuff. We haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk about all the million things that are happening in the comic world.
Yeah, all the shows, TV, comics, a lot of stuff
A
happened.
lot of stuff has happened. So some of this might be not necessarily on the cutting edge here.
Right? We're a few months behind.
Yeah, we might be a few months behind, but we've been meaning to get to it and we want to talk about it.
Yeah. So in the event you're further behind than we are, this episode will contain spoilers about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, Flash, Arrow, Age of Ultron, the Secret Wars comic, Convergence, and also we'll be talking about Ant-Man and Legends of Tomorrow.
So you've been warned, these are all old items.
Yes, in case. The only person I know who is further behind than us,
Who would that be?
Colleen.
Colleen, yes. Yeah.
So she can't listen to this episode.
Yeah, she's the only person. Yeah, she's the only person. All right, man. So let's start off in the television. Actually, before we start off, I just wanted to mention that you recently did some work for a website, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You did a little piece on my favorite character, Adam X. Yeah. So tell us about that, man.
So it was kind of cool. I had on Twitter, I was posting as Comic Relief Podcast and talking about Adam X, and the dude for the UnspokenDecade.com contacted me and said, "Hey, I do stuff about the '90s era. I can see you're a fan of Adam X, probably the only fan."
I can see you're the only fan of Adam X.
And so he said, "Hey, do you want to do a piece on it?" And I said, "Dude, you're asking me to write about Adam X. I can do that anytime."
Did you tell him that you could submit one that you already had drafted, or
right.
if you wanted him to?
I was like, "I got hundreds of these. Which one do you want?"
Which one do you want, sir?
So, I had already had perhaps the only fan website for Adam X off of my own website. So I took the images from there and just took the information that I'd written back then and just made it into this piece. So if you go to the UnspokenDecade.com and then do a search for Adam X or Extreme, or even Sir Thomas as one word, it should show up.
It's a very actually well-written article, man.
Thank you.
You did a really good job with it. Almost had me convinced that Adam X was
A cool character?
A cool character, yeah. But it's true what you said, though. He really didn't have a chance to become a cool character, to have his story told properly. So it's kind of unfair to say, oh, he sucks just because of what he looked like in a specific era. You could say that about any character. Yeah,
A lot of them have changed over time.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm with you on that one. He looks totally 90s cheese, but that's true. He didn't get his proper chance
To be upgraded, or
Yeah.
updated, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
So check that out. What's that website one more time?
The UnspokenDecade.com. I believe it is.
And is that Unspoken Decade? Is that just about like 90s era?
It's all 90s era stuff.
No way,
all
really?
90s. Like he did Heroes Reborn, all of that. It's all strictly 90s.
Cool. Which we're going to touch on. I know for a lot of listeners and a lot of folks that grew up kind of in my generation, the 90s era meant X-Men.
Yes.
Right? X-Men. So we're going to touch a little bit on the return of the 90s era X-Men in the Secret Wars, but we'll get to that in a few minutes.
Okay.
Which is pretty awesome. So let's start off with probably one of the most talked about things between me and Tom and some of our coworkers and our friends is the TV shows. The TV shows is something that a lot of folks get on board with because they're kind of easy to consume, right? You don't need to know a lot of the background. It kind of does a summarization for you. So people that didn't necessarily grow up with these characters can watch The Arrow and think the show's amazing.
Right.
Watch The Flash and think the show's amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll start with that.
Yeah, and what I like about how they do the shows is you don't have to have any comic knowledge because it's all the movies, all the shows and the movies are basically their own universe. So anything you read in a comic may not even happen in the show, or it may happen but completely different.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
they get to it because they don't want to also just translate it word for word because then you know how things are going to end up.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen. So they have to change things a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's, on that note, on that specific note, I'm going to change the order of how you have the stuff listed here. And I want to start with the one show that encompasses that more than any other show that's been done so
So can
far.
I guess what we're going to talk
Yeah.
about? The Flash.
No, wait, Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil. Okay, well that's a
Daredevil. That is
okay,
a
well,
show.
that's a Netflix show.
Yes.
I thought you were going to TV show.
Oh no. Well, The Flash is awesome because it translates the comic almost from page to screen or to small screen like perfectly.
Yeah.
But Daredevil did something where it translated the show, or I'm sorry, the comic, but did it in a way that even if you never read a comic, didn't know who the heck Daredevil was, didn't care about comics, you could watch that show and still enjoy the heck out of it. And it was an amazing Netflix show.
It was, and the thing with Daredevil, it's not your traditional superhero. There's no one flying around, no one throwing a magic hammer. It's a vigilante. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. This
So
could
there's
be
nothing over the top. No one shooting beams out of their eyes where you're like, whatever. It's just a vigilante.
if this was a an HBO show, or if you took the title Daredevil off of the show and just called it The Vigilante X or something like that, it would still be an amazing show.
Vigilante X.
Vigilante X. Yeah. Named Adam.
Yeah, right? That's what I was thinking, because you threw an X in there. It's very 90s.
Yes. It's essentially a 13-hour movie.
And done well, though. It's not like 13 hours where you're just sitting there.
No.
Each episode has the start, the middle, and the end for, you have this height, and then you get to the bottom and you relax, and the next one, boom, it goes right back up and then right back down again.
I think what they did magically as well is that because the Daredevil is such a street-level vigilante, it's very light on the CGI and special effects. The money they would have spent on CGI and special effects is kind of put into the, I'm assuming it's kind of put into the actors, the fight scenes. Everything is done at a very, it looks very organic.
Right.
It looks very organic.
Yes.
So perhaps I think that some of that money that would have been spent on CGI and stuff was kind of reallocated and used towards the fight scenes, the stunt coordination.
Right.
Because it's done very, very, very well.
I agree, and even though the fight scenes are there, even they're not over the top. You know what I mean?
No.
They're not. For the most part, they're a believable fight. I mean, Daredevil is doing some absolutely fantastic moves, but it's explained why he's pulling those off.
That's what I love about Daredevil is Daredevil does not have super strength.
Right.
Daredevil
and
is
it
not.
shows.
Yeah. Daredevil is not a one punch, one kill
type of hero.
No, he hits a guy. The guy stumbles back, gets back up, gets it in his face,
Yeah,
starts hitting him back. I mean, these fights where he'll fight, 3 or 4 guys, and these guys are getting knocked down, standing back up, and you can tell that they're all exhausted.
Yeah, and even Daredevil, you see him getting worn down from fighting. Like, the longer it goes, the more you see him getting tired.
It's brilliant. It's very well done. I really enjoyed this movie, man. The acting is great. Vincent D'Onofrio is awesome. I mean, he kills it as the Kingpin. I didn't know, I didn't know I wanted such a deep, kind of strange Kingpin like that. He's always been so one-dimensional to me in the comics.
And the way he is in the show is he's flawed. He he needs people around him. Like he needs
Yeah.
his one assistant. Which I guess we can talk
Wesley.
about. Yeah, Wesley.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, we already said there's gonna be spoilers. Who, when, what happens to his assistant happens, he is like freaking out.
Yeah,
He
he's lost.
doesn't know what to do.
He's a big man child,
Yeah.
essentially.
That's a good way to
Yeah,
that's
he's a
exactly-
big man child.
Yeah, and when it comes to defending his mom, when he goes after the reporter,
Mhm.
I mean, you see, he is, you're right, nothing but a man child.
Yeah.
Like, when he finds out that the reporter went looking for his mom at the mental hospital,
Yeah.
he loses it and strangles the dude.
Yeah. I mean,
when-
Ben Ulrich. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
All this, the dude asked his mom.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything to his mom,
just made contact.
just made contact. And that was
That's
enough to send him over the top to protect his mom.
Yeah, I thought it was really. I mean, he's essentially a big man child whose temper tantrums are just
Lethal.
lethal.
It's
Yeah,
lethal.
yeah,
Yeah, and then, but like going back to how Daredevil does not have super strength, there's a scene where he's in that abandoned building with Vladimir, the Russian dude,
the Russian guy.
and all the cops are outside. They've got the place surrounded, and he's trying to lift the grate thing off the ground, and he's
And
like,
he can't do it.
and he actually needs Vladimir to help him lift it up and take it. And I was like, that's brilliant. I mean,
That's awesome. It's really believable. It's really
not
well
him
done.
doing all this impossible. You know what I mean? He's getting his butt handed to him frequently.
Every episode. One of my favorite things. One of my favorite things that epitomizes a character for me is his ability to take a beating. Right?
Yes.
I love nothing more than to see Spider-Man with his mask ripped and a little bit of hair coming out.
A little tuft of
A
hair.
little tuft of hair coming out, or Wolverine just completely ravaged. I like a character that can take a good beating, and the Daredevil takes beating after beating after beating, where you like really feel for this dude. Like, holy cow, man.
Yes.
That dude could take a beating. And then they address that really well as how he heals and meditates and stuff, which I
Right.
thought that was a nice touch. So they kind of cover their bases. It gets a little mystical, at times.
Yeah. But I mean, even then, it's mostly like just, not even, I wouldn't even know if it's mystical, just like that old Chinese belief,
Yeah.
Buddhist belief of meditate to heal your body,
Yeah.
slow your body down, let it regenerate itself.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I like about the show is how they address Matt Murdock being blind. Because a lot of times you get someone in a show and they say something and they go, oh, he's blind, and that person automatically never makes that mistake again. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, he's blind, I know how to deal with it. But through this show, they keep, like, even people who know that he is blind keep making mistakes,
Yeah.
assuming that he can see what they're looking at. You
Yeah.
know, like there's a
Little
scene,
hints.
where it's scene where Karen Page is nodding, and then Foggy's like, she's nodding her head. It's cute.
Yeah.
And there's stuff like that. And I wrote down some of my favorite quotes. There's a scene where Matt Murdock is trying to stabilize Vladimir, and he calls Rosario Dawson's character Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Claire,
Claire.
yes. The night nurse.
Yeah, and says, I need you to walk me through stabilizing him. And then she replies back, it's not as easy as it looks in the movies. You know that, right? And then he replies, I really don't go to the movies. I thought that was great because, she knows he's blind, but still made that comment.
Yeah.
Because she had already seen him before, knew he was blind, and made that comment, and then his retort was awesome.
Well, also when Karen Page first goes to his apartment, and she's like, "Well, it's dark in here."
Yeah.
It's like, "Well, I really don't need the
Light.
lights." Yeah.
So one of the other lines in the show that I really liked is when Foggy's talking about how good Matt's hearing is. And he says, guy's like a bat, not blind like a bat, but the hearing thing. And then Matt Murdock says, bats aren't blind. And he goes, they're not. And he goes, no, it's a myth. And he goes, oh, so we're good then. I love that dialogue.
Yeah.
The constant reference to being blind and the awkwardness that's there for that brief moment.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, I forgot again.
And also, Matt's apartment is facing this giant glowing neon sign
right outside.
He says, "Yeah, I got a good deal for this apartment for whatever reason." Yeah, that was pretty good. They do good stuff like that. And when they're also like shopping for their office,
Yeah.
and the realtor mentions that that it has a view and that he'd like it, and he's like, "Well, Foggy can have that one."
that
I really
one.
don't need the
I love
view.
that.
Yeah.
So there's just so much. Like the writing is good, the action is good, the filming is good. It's kind of dark, You know what I mean?
Oh, it's very dark.
It's like the actual video is actually really dark
Yeah.
at times. But that'd be my only complaint. It's just sometimes it gets really hard to see.
Well, I mean, the show is about a blind character, so you don't think they kind of maybe did it on purpose? I mean,
They
if you wonder,
put you in character.
I mean, not in character so much, but you know, that's one thing that a lot of people notice is the show in tone, and also the in the cinematography, I guess, or whatever, is very, very, very dark.
Yeah. Well, I assume it's also to show that Hell's Kitchen is just a dark,
gloomy place.
Yeah, kind of like the old Gotham feeling.
You know what's awesome about the show too is,
Go ahead.
what's awesome about the show too is how it's connected into the MCU. The show essentially takes place after the events that happened in the first Avengers movie.
Right. Did
And-
you see the articles on the wall?
Yeah. Yep. You see, there's little hints sprinkled throughout the show, and essentially, the Kingpin is just trying to swoop in and take over these contracts to rebuild Hell's Kitchen. So yeah, overall, I mean, Daredevil is an amazing show, acting wise, writing, how it ties into the MCU. So one of the other shows that we're watching that we love and we constantly talk about is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I tell you what, man, they've done a huge turnaround from season 1, episode 1 to the season finale of season 2.
2, 3.
This is season 2. This is only the second season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Hydra is essentially, because of the tie-in to the Age of Ultron, Hydra is essentially done, except in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they weren't there too much. I mean, a lot of it near the end of season 2 focused on the Inhumans.
Yes. But we did kind of see the downfall or the demise of Hydra. But Agent Ward is kind of taking...
Oh, that is true.
Yeah. He kind of take control of the... or is taking Hydra into his own hands.
Yes, and he's forming his own little team by the end of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I was kind of up and down with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but by the time the season finale finished for the second season, I was in it.
So,
Yeah, like, ironically, the best fight scene in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was with Skye in the season finale. Like, she fought, I don't even know who it is, the multiple girl, whatever.
Oh, Agent
It's not
33.
The 36 is May. I don't remember what we were with.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Arrow and the Flash.
Yeah. We were talking about Flash and then the angst with Arrow.
Oh yes. Right now it's Captain Lance who ended the season angsty. It was his turn where he just for whatever friggin' reason decided that he hated his daughter. Well, it's not for whatever reason. We know why.
Yeah.
But people get unreasonably moody and standoffish.
Yeah. And like they stay so angry.
Yeah.
Arrow, so angry. And in Flash they don't. Like you have Cisco who's absolutely hilarious. Like when they showed Cisco dying, I was like, if they kill Cisco, I'm done. I'm not watching the Flash. I will check out from this show if they kill Cisco.
You think Cisco will get a costume?
I think so. I think eventually we're going to see Ryan. Just like I think we're going to see Killer Frost.
Oh yeah. Well, she had a cameo in the final episode.
Yeah, well, you don't know if that's going to be like something that's going to come to pass. But they did show her as Killer Frost.
Yep, they did show her
when he was running through the time stream thing.
Yeah. Speed Force.
Yeah, Speed Force.
Yes. Yeah, they showed her quickly. They also showed the original Flash's helmet, right?
Yes. Wally West.
Yes. So yeah, it's this show is then going to kind of or these shows are going to splinter off, and they're going to expand the CW universe into the Legends of Tomorrow,
Legends of Tomorrow.
which looks friggin' awesome.
Yeah, with the whole time traveling. Do you remember who's in it? I know it's Captain Cold, Adam, White Canary, Black Canary.
The White Canary, yeah. Hot Girl.
Hot Girl, that's right, yes. I think there was someone else too.
There's the one of the villains.
Captain Cold.
Wasn't his
It's not Heatwave, right? Is Heatwave with him?
I could have sworn he was.
Maybe it is.
I could have sworn he was. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong. This show looks like they're going in a very
different direction.
different sci-fi, kind of more of a...
Do whatever you want because
Yes.
it's time travel.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to kill Superman. Boom, we kill Superman.
Oh, how awesome is that? They travel. Oh, think of the potential for
Yep.
all the different, like, multiverse type characters they can run
run
into.
into.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Because then they can still guest star like the Flash and Arrow, but have them be different versions of themselves.
Oh, that's true. That's
What
true.
if you see like Arrow with the big
the-
mustache,
yeah.
like the lighter green,
the goatee, the more like dwarf kind of a
the Robin
or
Hood.
elf. Yeah, the
Robin Hood is more.
Yeah,
What, the dwarf?
dwarf.
It'd be
Yeah.
like a full-on beard.
I was thinking elf, but dwarf came out. I'm sorry. But yeah. I don't know what the plot of the show is essentially.
Just that they have to save the time stream or something like that.
Okay.
Which I wonder if that's a result of Flash
What he did.
jacking around with the time stream.
Yeah.
And the scene in the season finale
Oh.
where what's his name realizes what he has to do. Boom!
Oh,
Shoots
that
himself
was
through the
awesome.
heart. And I was
Yeah.
like, dude!
Eddie,
what?
right? Eddie
Yes.
Khan.
I was blown.
I was not
freaking
expecting
away,
that. I was
dude.
not expecting that at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Dude, you should have just shot yourself in the nuts.
Yeah, do something else.
Yeah.
Decapitate your huevos or something,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. That's it. You didn't have to blast yourself in the heart.
Yeah.
But that was a good move.
It was. The one thing that I don't know how they would have pulled it off, but I thought it would have been really, really cool. Like in the very first season or very first episode of Flash, we see Barry Allen, he's being surrounded by the with the red and
Yeah, and the yellow.
Somehow I wish they could have pulled off with a flat. You see the Flash stop and then look and then do that and then keep going again real fast.
And then be like, why did he do that?
Yeah, and then you be like, what is going on? And then boom, the season finale. You see
Yeah.
he's looking in the closet, seeing himself.
That
tie-in.
season finale was
Horrible. It was horrible, dude.
The season-
Having to watch his mom die knowing that he couldn't save
Yeah.
her. That was horrible. I was like,
But-
it's an insane choice, dude.
That is crazy, dude. That was a crazy choice. And knowing that he was there, he was ready to do something, and I'm thinking, okay, this is where the show's going.
Yeah.
And then he sees himself, and
Tell him
future
no.
self tells him no. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No
was-
way. He waited all that for nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't go
the
back.
whole
there?
thing. For nothing.
But there had to, obviously there had to have been a reason why he stopped himself.
Right.
I thought that was a cool twist, though.
Yes, it was awesome. That
He
was
stopped himself from saving
his
his mother.
and changing potentially everything. in the
Yeah.
universe.
You change everything. You go into the past and change everything. Doesn't really. The only person that would know is Barry, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody else would have just gone through their lives. Yeah, that would have been their normal.
Yeah, everything would have been. Because at what point perhaps there would have never been a Flash had he saved his mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because maybe he would have never went to Star Labs, would have moved out somewhere with his mom. His dad wouldn't have gone to jail.
Oh, time traveling paradoxes, man.
Yeah.
You get stuck in
everything.
paradox.
Yeah. Everything
So
could have
when-
changed.
One of the big things that people I've heard mention is since they kill the Reverse Flash, does that mean the Reverse Flash never got
Never
into
came
the,
through.
never came
yeah.
back and stuff? But
To me,
I don't
it
think
still
in this
happened.
case everything still happened.
Yeah, because it still happened.
Yeah.
He still showed up and then he died. So
Yeah.
his future self from whatever timeline he left, like if he left in 2099
Mhm.
to come back, his existence in 2099 ceases to exist.
Stopped existing. Yeah, exactly.
So that's how interesting. I know you're not a big fan of it, but Alpha Flight did something similar to that. There was a dude, ironically, his name was Flashback. He could pull future and past selves of himself, and he was fighting. I can't remember the name of the team. I forgot, but they killed one of his future selves, and then he starts freaking out like, "Oh my God, you just killed one of my future selves!" Blah 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 blah. At some point, I'm not going to exist. And later on in the comic, he ceases to exist. So at the point where his future self popped up and dies, he just boom, disappears and ceases to exist. So I thought that was totally freaking cool.
Hang on, back up. So his future self gets killed,
Right.
but essentially what happens is
His present stuff is still there.
right because he hasn't gotten to that point in his timeline.
His timeline.
But wouldn't that point in his timeline be to go back into the past and then get killed?
Well, what's the way I see it, it's the time paradox thing. is
Yeah.
That future self he pulled from that time, like 12 o'clock at this time, I'm pulling this dude back. And he's there at present time. So when it comes 12 o'clock that time, that self doesn't exist anymore because he was already killed in the past. He just simply ceases to exist.
Oh, that's freaky. That's cool.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like how I thought with Reverse Flash. Like, he was at this point of time in his life, dies in the past. From that present time, he just ceases to exist. Like anyone who may have been standing around him when he left, he just never comes back. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Time traveling's always so crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's boom.
Yeah, you go cross-eyed trying to figure things out. But yeah, okay. So I mean, so far, Daredevil has probably been one of my favorite, if not my favorite show. Flash coming up a real close second. I mean, they're two very different shows. It's hard to categorize these and list them like that, but really enjoyed Daredevil. I really enjoyed the heck out of the Flash. I enjoyed Arrow. The whole storyline with the League of Assassins and Ra's al Ghul, I thought was awesome.
So
that was great.
That's something that bothers me. Ra's al Ghul is how it's pronounced. Do you notice on the show that different people pronounce it? Yeah, different.
Yeah.
They call it Rosh al Ghul.
Rosh al Ghul.
It's Ra's. It's Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
And there are people who go, you will be the next Rosh al Ghul. No, Raj, dude.
Yeah.
You're the guy who is Ra's al Ghul. You're saying the name wrong.
I don't know, I've heard it pronounced a few different ways too.
Yeah, it's just people on the show are pronouncing it different. You know what I mean? It's like someone saying lettuce and then the next guy next to him saying, whatever the word for lettuce is.
Do you get upset
Tomato.
when people pronounce Genghis Genghis?
Yeah.
It's actually supposed to be pronounced Genghis.
Genghis, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. On the show, it's just weird that they didn't all agree that this is how
This
we
is
should
the
pronounce
correct
it.
pronunciation. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Raj,
The main guy says Raj.
Raz. What did Liam Neeson call himself in the first Batman movie?
I thought it was Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
I've always pronounced it Raz.
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it. That's, you just said Ra's al Ghul and made me remember. That show.
So that's the TV world. We do have to say farewell to Constantine, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The show did not get picked up for a second half of the first season. No other network picked it up, so unfortunately the Save Constantine was not successful, unfortunately, which really sucks.
That's a shame because I think they could have done so much with Constantine, especially with Marvel is going to be doing a Doctor Strange on Netflix. Like, how did they not do Dr. Fate, all these other Spectre, and all these other people that could have really showed up in Constantine and helped boost it?
Did make it more comic oriented and
Yeah.
less just a Monster of the Week type of show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They really missed their opportunity there.
I agree.
They had it. They had the fan base. People wanted to see a good Constantine show, and it was a decent show. It's not like it was a terrible show. It's not like they totally blew it.
No.
It's
it was
just
a fun show.
It's like Adam X syndrome, man. They just didn't get enough time for him to really, get a foothold.
They didn't get his chance to shine.
Yeah. Hi, you're up there now?
There is another show that I initially forgot to mention. Gotham.
I forgot to keep watching it.
So I was going to say that. So Gotham, I thought, started off pretty strong, especially with Penguin's character. And then, I don't know, the story with Gordon is really, really good. Like, every time it focuses on him, it's really, really good. But everything else is not as strong. You know what I mean? Like, the story with Penguin, as we can, like, that guy who played Penguin, like, when Gotham was coming out, like, suddenly got really popular.
Yeah.
But now even that's just kind of died off.
Yeah, it kind of petered off a little bit.
And the same thing with Fish Mooney and all these other characters. Gotham kind of just fizzled out.
Yeah, it did. It fizzled out for me hard. I mean, I'm not done watching it. I do want to finish watching the first season, but to me, it's just it did feel like it's the same complaint I've had since day one. You're trying to do a Batman show without Batman, and then just teasing us with all these Batman villains,
Right.
and knowing that we'll never see Batman. The show is definitely not a waste. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that love the show and it's perhaps their favorite show and they're super big Batman fans, and I'm probably just upsetting a lot of people like that. But
3 fans are shaking their
furious.
fists.
Yeah,
Fury.
2 out of 3 fans. The other fans just my mom.
Yeah. She's like, my man did it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the Gotham to me is just, it's alright.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I'll go back, finish the first season, and come back and be like, "Oh my god, dude! I
don't think you will.
No,
I watched it and
that's a shame.
yeah.
Hopefully, they do what we talked about before and fast forward a few years and give us a little bit older Bruce Wayne. Fast forward that a few years.
Make him a teen.
Yeah. Maybe still in Gotham or a teen I think would be good.
Yeah.
Maybe have him going like through private school, like early years of private school. And, I mean, going through that phase of his life. Who knows? Whatever. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Avengers: Age of Ultron?
Absolutely, man.
Spoilers in case you haven't seen it. It's been out for like 5 weeks.
Yeah. Avengers: Age of Ultron. It got a lot of mixed reactions in general.
So, do you want to talk about your feelings first, and I'll interrupt you, or do you want me to talk about mine?
You talk about your feelings, and I'll interrupt you.
Sounds good. So, I liked Age of Ultron. Thought it was a really, really good movie. Dialogue is, I think, better than the first one.
Spot on.
The dialogue, the chemistry between all the characters was absolutely amazing.
Perfect.
Like, if anyone had a problem with anyone on the set, I couldn't tell. Because to me, it looked like they were all just best friends having a good time.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. The only thing I did not like, was the fight scenes. Because a lot of times they zoomed in so close and it was moving so fast. It reminded me a lot of Transformers, where it's spinning so fast and moving so fast.
You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. Like, okay, I see Hulk and I see Iron Man, I see him spinning around, I see green, I see red and orange, or red and yellow, and it's just happening way too
Jumbled
fast.
mess.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with the fight scenes. What fight scene in general?
It was most of them. Like even from the beginning too. Like the beginning fight scene where they're attacking the base.
I thought it was brilliant.
It's good, but it's happening so fast.
I really liked it.
I thought it dragged on. Like that initial attack, I was like, Thor, throw your hammer at the dang thing and just let's be done with it. You know, like why are we like trying to analyze how to attack it?
Really?
Have a thunder god
And a Hulk.
and a Hulk.
I liked it. I don't think that you can have a fight scene that's too long. I mean, I'm sure you can. But I think to open the movie...
It's an Avengers.
Yeah. To open the movie, I didn't think at any point, like, oh, come on, like hurry this fight scene along already, get to the talk. And
Well, to me, I mean, I guess it's because you have Iron Man, Cap, Black Widow, Hawkeye, all these people, and they're just fighting regular dudes, you know, with like machine guns. And I'm like, why is this taking so long?
Yeah.
Like if they were fighting, I don't know, a super villain, okay, the fight's gonna last a while. But these are just dudes in jeeps with like missiles. And I'm like, all right, how is this fight still going? Like,
it's one of those things when I play video games and your character is just destroying everything on the screen, like nothing is super like overpowered. You wonder like, why are these guys even still attacking?
yeah.
Alright, dude. We'll hook up to do the rest of that.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, man. Appreciate it. You say bye? You say bye? Bye! You say bye? You say bye? Bye!
Later, man.
trying to edit this one, dude.
Right.
It's a video.
Well, what I'll do is I'll dub audio over video first, and then edit the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a problem.
I see you. I see you. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think to add Ant-Man unless it's tomorrow. That's pretty new.
Huh?
I didn't think about adding
Yeah, I just did it. Thoughts like. Could be. Never has an issue again. But on this show, they keep correcting it. Like they keep saying, you know, we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
I think she's downloading apps.
Yeah.
It's like $10. Okay.
No problem. Amazon one-click shopping.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Okay. You have to eat a salad. No. Oh, put more cheese on it.
Please.
More cheese. Alright, so we'll do just in case. So that was Daredevil. One of the other Marvel shows that we enjoy watching is the... Did you wait for me to start talking?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What's the matter? Oh my god. What's the matter?
That was the best though.
That was like, no, I'm good, I'm happy. And now!
And go!
What's the matter? Oh, what's the matter? Nancy, can you play with Sophia? Throw the ball to Nancy. Throw the ball to Nancy. Nancy.
It's a really hard plastic ball.
Is it? So that was a Daredevil.
Wait, just go ahead and say.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're good. You want me to roll? What am I rolling for? What are we rolling for here? What's on the line? How do you tell with this pyramid dice?
It's the one that's always at the top.
Oh, so that's 4.
Same number.
Oh, I see.
Alright, we're all done. So you guys can go home. Finally!
Thank you for listening to the Comic Relief Podcast.
We'll hope you join us next time as we continue to discuss all things comic book related.
And until then, make mine Marvel
And DC.
and independent. Don't forget to check us out at comicreliefpodcast.com, or you can visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Comic Relief Podcast, or go to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Comic Relief Podcast. And finally, there is our Twitter page, which is twitter.com/Comic Relief PODC. I'd like to give a special shout out to Travis Richards, who did the music for the Comic Relief Podcast. Visit his website at www.travisarichards.com.